That should work for breakfast, right? It's sausage. Alright, today's another day where I decide to go ahead and butcher some kind of biker vlog. They're almost impossible for me to do. I'm a pretty boring guy. We're in Bronson, Iowa right now. And behind me is a lot of beautiful motorcycles. This is the Camp High Hopes poker run. I'm not really a big guy into poker runs because I got cheese right there. I'm not really a big fan of them, bar to bar to bar to bar. More of a distance guy. But this ride every year I try to make. Sarah's a little under the weather, so she's not going to make it. And the other group that we ride with, well, it's supposed to be 110 degrees today. So it's just me, myself, and I. I'm going to run around with the camera, record a little bit, show you some pretty bikes, and show you some nice scenery, and that's going to be about it. So I wouldn't expect too much from this little vlog thing here, okay? Right now, we are waiting. I think, if I remember right from last year, this one everybody leaves at the same time to the first town. Then everybody kind of branches off and doesn't ride in a large group. I think. We left Sioux City last year. This year we're in Bronson. Our next stop is going to be Hornick. Then we're going to go to Mapleton. And then, I can't remember from there. They gave me a piece of paper, but you got to read them. I'm thinking that might actually be the plan for this winter if First Class doesn't break down at all and she gives me a smooth winter of trucking, is I'm going to go ahead and change the ass end of the bike. I think I'm going to put the whole bagger thing on it. Not too extreme, not the whole fishtail, I don't like that, but the few bikes I showed you here, I really like how they scoop down a little bit further, and the drop bags are setting probably around 4.5–5 inches lower. I really do like that. That Honda VTX, that silver bike I showed you, it's almost a spitting image of my old bike from probably 20 years ago. Mine was maroon, of course. I miss that bike. I wish I would have kept that bike, because that bike would be a perfect bike for Paige or Troy. Well, Troy wants more of a sportier one, not a crotch rocket, but he wants a like a fat boy in the Harley world. But I think that Honda VTX would have worked out great for Paige. So if you know of anybody who has one for sale within that $2,500 price range, go ahead and throw me a message. Mr. Kurtzgatter, how are you? Good. I thought I went around. I'm like, I think that's
taking a picture.
Huh?
Were you taking a picture?
Yeah.
I thought that was here.
Yeah, I'm a big drinker. Water for hydration, Dr. Pepper to stay awake. Well, you guys recognize this town. We're in Mapleton. It's surprising how small the group breaks up into. We were behind a decent sized group leaving Hornick there. There's a bar in between here and here in Hornick, and a good chunk of them stopped off there. So it's kind of more of a spread out thing. There's probably 20 bikes here versus the probably over 100 bikes that were back there at Hornick. We're gonna run in here. We're gonna get this little piece of paper stamped up and run down, grab some fuel, and probably just motor for our, I think it's Ida Grove. They have the ride designated to actually take over 5 hours. That's a lot of bar time. Earlier when I told you guys I was gonna like put bags on the bike and everything, not like that. That's too much. It's like a beaver tail. You almost want to make it go up and down and slap the concrete. Ooh, that has Rough Ride written all over it. I'm trying to take my time, I truly am. I have one more stop before the final town, and like I told you earlier, they give you I think till 5 o'clock, 5:30. It's 2 o'clock right now. I need to slow down, maybe try to be a little bit more social and find people to talk to, I guess. I've ran into a couple. There's one guy in there from home, from Mapleton, and then Kurtzgatter, I ran into him. Funny thing about him, he's a guy that used to teach me. In 8th grade, he was my teacher, and we bucked heads. We hated each other pretty much. Went rounds every day at school, and now I get along just fine with him when I see him. Cushing, Iowa. Old 20 Bar and Grill. We're gonna run in here and get stamped, but man, do I have a surprise for you guys. You guys are gonna really like this surprise. Really, really like it. Every seat in there is full. That's fine. Air conditioning's overrated. Kind of funny, at our last stop I was talking to you guys saying, man, I'm trying to drag my feet. I think I'm gonna get to our last destination way too early, and I even forgot about we're gonna stop in Anthem too. Now I'm thinking I'm gonna struggle to get to our destination on time. It's something looking at some of these trucks. I promise you, there's at least 5 of them here that have never seen the highway. Never. It's a lot of money just to have to look pretty, but they're magnificent. They're awesome. I'd love to record more for you guys, and we will once we get away from the Lamar's outfit down there. They got about 4 trucks here. They don't really impress me none, because I know how they were bought. But hey, look at that. That is just beautiful, the amount of work that these guys are putting into their trucks. Like I said, there's like 4 of them down there with the music blaring. They don't see the highway. There's 2 of them that I know see the highway, but the rest of them don't. So it's easy.
So anyway, when we'd pull into the windmill, we'd get fuel, get something to eat, take a 3-hour nap, and then head on out because it's about getting dark then. So we'd take off, and when I took off, I shit you not, there's at least 20 trucks that followed me out of that truck stop to go across Route 12. Between the antelope, the horses, and the Indians, you didn't know which one you were going to run into.
Yeah.
So I'd flip them, I had airplane landing lights in.
Yeah.
And you could just watch the old voltmeter come down like that. But you flip them on and you can see a quarter of a mile. I mean, far as you can see this way and in front of you.
Yeah.
Well, Dad's gonna be mad at me. Ran into Charlie and his son Cotton there. Beautiful trucks, guys. They're subscribers. Charlie's a subscriber, and he's got his son and his grandkids and everybody here at the truck show. And I didn't bring any stickers. That's like the 5th person I've ran in, third person I've ran into as a subscriber that comes up and talks to me, and I don't have stickers with me. I need to learn to put them in each and every vehicle. All my vehicles. All 4 of them. 5 of them. 6 of them. I need to have stickers in there. Okay. 106 degrees. It feels like temperature of 106 degrees. The wind isn't blowing at all. I don't want to. We gotta get back on that Harley. Next stop's gonna be Anthem, Iowa. It's a steakhouse and a bar. I think we're gonna sit down in there and have us a steak just to cool down. That's a cool building. Let me give you a little bit of advice if you're a big chonky feller as myself and you're not the brightest. When it's 106 degrees outside, don't eat a 16-ounce ribeye covered in mushrooms. It'll jump up and grab you. I'm home. I got done eating at Anthem, and I realized I really don't care if I win at poker or anything, because even if you win and with something like that, you just donate the money back to the organization, and I really didn't care either which way. So I decided from Anthem, I drove the 30 miles back home, and I'm currently standing here in shorts. And it's only been about 5 minutes since I got back. I was just inside telling Sarah about, I don't want to talk negative at all. I'm going to talk negative, but you guys ride how you want to ride. You do what you want to do. You do whatever. No one, I mean, you tell you what to do on a bike. But I was telling her kind of why I quit riding those poker rides. I was remembering that while I was on this one. Watched 3 bikes fall over. No, they didn't crash going down the road. They just fell over, because they had been drinking just a tad too much when they left the bars, and the bikes were just thump. Watching, it's funny as hell. It's just hilarious when they pull out on their bike and they go to make a turn and they just fall over. You will just die laughing, but then you stop laughing when they get it back up and they hit the highway, and you're like, that's not gonna end good. Alright, so that's it. We got to go to a truck show. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We didn't get to record a whole lot because that Lamar's crew had their radio up so darn loud, and copyright runs all over YouTube, so it was what it was. We ran into a subscriber. That was awesome. I'm gonna have to get you a sticker, man. That's it. If you haven't yet, go ahead and check out truckingwithschmidt.com. Uber Dad's been pretty busy on there, and I think it looks pretty cool. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. You guys stay safe, and as always, I'll see you next time in the truck. Yep, next time in the truck. Probably. For sure. Almost.